modern automobile is evolving into something very different from the machines of the past. Yet South Africa's market and our factories have been slower to adopt these changes because we remain dominated by traditional internal combustion engines. Why? Because they need to sell them to our market, and us as South Africans, we have been slow to adopt the new technologies.
I think if you look at the total volume sales in South Africa, hybrids or new energy vehicles make up 3%. So the take-up's very slow. We're definitely way behind, and I think the value proposition for EV is not quite there for South Africans.
This raises another important question. As global markets shift towards electrification, will South Africa's manufacturing sector adapt quickly enough to remain competitive?
I think the reality is the world's moving on. If South Africa sees itself as a manufacturing hub and we're serious about vehicle production and export to the rest of the world, we've got to write and develop our policies to be in line with the global markets. And we've got to be at the same level where we can compete and we can adapt to what the European markets want, Asian markets want, and the US market want. Plus, I'm not going to mention the US trade battle that's going on at the moment, but we've got to level our playing fields to be competitive on a global scale.
Over the past year in Cars.co.za podcast for business, I've had the privilege of sitting down with some of the most important people shaping South Africa's automotive industry. And one theme keeps coming up again and again in those conversations: change, that the industry is changing and quickly. In this series, we take a closer look at the insights from the leaders helping shape that future and the forces shaping South Africa's automotive industry. We're going to take a deeper dive into what is going on and its implications for you and for me and our daily lives. Electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, connected vehicles, software-defined platforms. Export markets are moving in a different direction, and that could reshape our industry in the years ahead.
We are very reliant on exports, so roughly 68% of our total production is exported, and the majority of that is to Europe and the UK. We need to be able to strengthen our exports. And whilst it's good that we have a strong export base, it's very exposed to, as I mentioned, Europe and the UK. And the only way we're going to be able to sustain those exports is to transition to new energy vehicles.
The next few years could determine whether South Africa strengthens its position as a global manufacturing hub or gradually loses grounds to faster growing competitors overseas.
If we don't change, we're going to slowly see our manufacturing volumes decline over time. One, because the local market is buying less locally manufactured vehicles, and two, because the export markets are buying less South African sourced vehicles. And so we have to have specific interventions to address those two aspects.
The Cars.co.za marketplace gives us a real-time view of how this transformation is unfolding. Thousands of listings, hundreds of models, and a growing mix of established and emerging brands competing for South African eyeballs and buyers.
The cost of new energy vehicles are quite high. So customers at the end of the day say, right, the purchase price or capital value on an electric vehicle doesn't justify the saving in electricity. Plus we pay a premium on electricity in South Africa. It's not cheap. So unless we find ways of making it more accessible or the cost of ownership more accessible for South Africans, you won't see significant uptake in it.
Despite these challenges, this is not a story of risk. South Africa, by virtue of our geography, sits at the centre of the last untapped marketplace, that is, Africa.
From a strategically positioning point of view, we think South Africa is the right positioning for as a manufacturer hub for the gateway to Africa.
We need to take it as a positive and encourage them to manufacture in South Africa to create jobs, because I think China is looking at South Africa as a access to the African marketplace, because if they are in South Africa, then they've got access to the African market. And to me, that's how we need to position ourselves, that they need to set shop here, create employment. With the African Free Trade Agreement coming, then they will be able to have access to that.
Motorization and mobility across the African continent remains relatively low compared to the rest of the world, which means demand for vehicles is likely to grow dramatically over the coming decades.
Today, we see Africa as very much the last frontier in automotive. The new vehicle market today is probably 1.2 million. In Africa, probably another 2.5 million grey or used imports coming in. But going forward as an auto manufacturer, this is very much the last frontier.
The choices being made today will shape the future of South Africa's automotive sector for decades to come. Questions around manufacturing investment, electrifications, global competition, and the evolving role of our dealerships.
You might have heard me talk about an opportunity where we want to position ourselves as an anchor for Isuzu in the continent. But our approach is laser approach. So we're looking at West Africa. It's a huge, if you think of the countries in West Africa, it's a huge economy. We're starting, but again, laser approach, one country at a time, and see how it goes. And I think it positions us very well, because if you look at the South African exports, everybody is exporting passenger cars. We've got an opportunity to export commercial vehicles. And if you think of the growth in the continent, there is a huge opportunity as Africa grows for what we have.
And if the industry positions itself correctly, South Africa could become the manufacturing gateway to that growth and remain one of the most important automotive manufacturing hubs on the planet.
If you look at Stellantis today, and probably also not a well-known fact, but Stellantis has by far the biggest industrial footprint in Africa. So it has a very good, a full CKD operation that it owns in Algeria, very big in Morocco, a small CKD operation in Tunisia, in Egypt. We have two SKD operations, one in Ghana and one in Nigeria, where we have direct investment in the Nigerian one. And the only area where we're not is in the south, in South Africa at the moment, and hence our decision to go that route.
The fact that we engineer the vehicles locally, they do well in the continent. For light commercial vehicles, we export to 30 countries. We want to increase that number. And also, as I said earlier on, for commercial vehicles, we're looking into some of the markets, left-hand drive markets. So it's a huge opportunity for us.
Insights from the Cars.co.za industry report shows how quickly the industry is evolving and how critical the next decade is for South Africa's automotive sector.
Africa today has an average vehicle ownership of 42 per 1,000. South Africa's, I think, at 180. But globally, you take something like the US, 700 plus. So there's huge potential to grow in Africa. And it's not only going to be traditional vehicles. You also need to focus on micro-mobility, so affordable mobility.
The next decade will determine whether South Africa continues to build cars for the world or watches that opportunity move elsewhere. These will all be front and center this September at DealerCon 2026. This is where industry leaders, OEMs, dealerships come together to explore the ideas and the solutions mission critical to moving the industry forward.
If you contrast, you take the total Africa population today, yes, it's 50 plus countries. You relate it to India. India has a similar population, similar GDP, but the Indian automotive market is 3+ million. We're at 1.2. So the potential here is huge.
South Africa still has the factories. We have the engineering expertise and we have the industrial foundation to remain one of the world's most important automotive manufacturing hubs. But the industry is changing quickly. Could the African continent become the fastest growing automotive market in the world? And what role will South Africa play in that future?